Now let's continue on our show with our results of the week.
Oh my God! What the hell is going on? Oh my God!
New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom 12, which took place on Thursday, January 4th. As a wrestling fans go, it's like for me personally, I've been looking forward to this now, especially from all the matches that were announced over the last months. I was looking forward to this as much as Christmas Day and New Year's Day.
Really?
That's how much of a nerd of wrestling I've become now lately.
Well, I wasn't that hyped for it.
Oh no,
I was pretty hyped, but I think it was. I think my hype game isn't as strong as yours when it comes to Wrestle Kingdom.
Oh my god, no, I'm just becoming such a fan of it lately. It's incredible. We have to give a shout out to Low Blows as well, because it's an Irish first as far as we can tell.
Yep.
That there's never been a party like this where they showed New Japan, and it was awesome.
Yep.
Like, you know,
it was great. It was tough trying to stay away from spoilers all day.
Oh my god, no, I avoided my phone.
Yeah,
like and all social media accounts like the plague that day, because I didn't want anything to be spoiled. Even when they got in and someone told me, "Oh, I just seen the main event," if you tell me a single thing that happens, I will kill you here in the spots.
It was pretty. I felt a little bit for Ian Holland, friend of the show.
Yeah.
He was telling me last night that he had the main event ruined on him.
Oh no.
He was in the bathroom and some guy shouted out, said, it's great, isn't it, that the last act of Wrestle Kingdom was a clothesline. And I thought, that's just bad form. And it was by someone who was there too. That's just poor form.
Man, like, there's a lot of people who saw it there, probably saw it in the morning as well. Talking to a few of them as well, and they're very nice. They wouldn't tell you that.
Yeah, I was in work earlier on in the day, and I came across someone who I was wearing a Kevin Owens t-shirt during the day in work, and a guy comes in, he noticed the shirt, saying, "Oh, I love the shirt," and he said to me, "Have you watched Wrestle Kingdom?" And I go, "No, I haven't. Don't say a word to me. I'm going to Buskers later to watch it." And he goes, "Oh, I'm going too, but I watched it this morning and I'm going to watch it again. It's great." I just think that's a lot of people must have done that. They must have watched it at home and then watched it again. People.
No, I got a message from one of the guys. There's a friend of mine, Brian, who I think I met him last time at the Rumble. He was there. He was supposed to go. He didn't go in the end, but like he didn't tell me a damn thing. He was very nice and said, "Oh, wait until you see the show. It's amazing stuff." So I went straight to it anyway. At the pre-show, they had the New Japan Rumble, which is basically very similar to the Royal Rumble. It's almost exactly the same, except the only difference is
you can pin in this stuff.
You can pin or submit or go over the top rope. And there's 21 participants overall. Here are the participants in order: Katamura, Bushi, Lizard Man, Leo Tonga, Nakanashi, Chase Owens, Yuji Nagata, Taka Michinoku, Kane Maru, El Desperado, Hushin Liger, Tiger Mask, Juno Gambino, Hirei, Yoshihashi, David Finlay, Yujiro Takahashi, Cheeseburger, Kojima, Tenzan, and Kakihara was the last guy. Kakihara, who was a guy who ended up winning it. Not many people know he survived cancer. He was a surprise entrant of this Rumble. He was a legend of UFW, which is like another wrestling promotion in Japan. So so he ended up winning it. So it ended with Tenzan and Kojima accidentally colliding, and then Cheeseburger and Kanehara laid into strikes and ended up being eliminated. Cheeseburger, being of all people, ended up being the second last. And I was actually almost hoping for a second he'd win it.
Everybody was hoping Cheeseburger would win it.
Yeah, and I
got there late. I got it there as Yoshihashi was actually coming in. So I didn't see anything with Nagata and Bushi or anything like that. But just from that, I don't really tend to watch the Rumble or the pre-show when it comes to Wrestle Kingdom. I tend to just give it a miss because, unlike the Royal Rumble, it doesn't really have any implications for future things. It's kind of just a thing to get everyone on the show.
It's just a show, basically.
They don't seem to have a lot of people in the ring at the one time anyway.
There's a lot of fun booking in between it though. Like there was like Chase Owens, who put away at least 3 or 4 people with like package pile drivers. Yeah. And then Suzuki Gun was there was like it was tight. I think it was who was it? It was Michinoku, Kane Maru, and Desperado all in the ring at the same time, dominating. And Jushin Liger came out stand straight after, and they had a bit of a rivalry gone back to the Best of Super Juniors, like when they try to tear off his mask. They try to do the same thing here. Same with Tiger Mask, and it ended up being El Desperado's mask who came off in the end.
Okay.
Like, so it was some fun booking there, like with Suzuki-gun and all of them. And it was a nice touch afterwards from Kakihara. That
can you explain to me one thing? Sorry.
Yeah, go on.
Kakihara, obviously the person who won it. Before he came out, the music played.
Oh, yeah.
And then one of the commentators stood up and started taking his jacket off as if he was getting into.
That's what I thought too.
What was going on there?
I have no idea. I haven't read into it. I'm guessing.
Like, was that also his music or something?
Possibly.
Like that? I don't know.
Possibly. Like, like this guy is a legend, so he probably goes back a few years, so it could have easily been.
Yeah.
And he was about to take off and think, oh no, it's not him. And then it's probably his partner from back in the day. Oh, it's you. Okay, I'll sit down then. But what he did as well is that the T-shirt he was wearing was in tribute to Takayama, who's currently down in illness at the moment, and they send out his supports like as he continues to recover. So it's a nice touch. Like, so fair play to him. On to the main show then. The first match, Roppongi 3K defending their IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag titles against the Young Bucks. Mad match. Like, there's like how many people went down with bad backs?
2 of them. Show and it was
Romero.
Matt.
And Romero.
Oh, well.
Romero, that powerbomb on the ramp.
Yeah.
That
was pretty bad. I think he left a dent in the ramp at one stage.
It looked like it, didn't it?
Yeah.
It looked like it. Yeah, but it was mad. Like, there were so many spots. Like, I don't think he actually landed that badly, or it was a bad landing actually. But he sold it so well.
He sold it well.
Even
he was out of commission for the rest of the match anyway.
Even the rest of like when he came out with Omega later on that evening, he was still limping his way to the ring.
Yeah, that's
selling for you right there. But some very good spots in this match. There was, my favourite spots were when I think it was Nick and Show were both getting the Germans together on the Show, both German suplexed Nick, who German suplexed Matt, or I think it was one or the other.
I think favourite part for me was the when Show and Matt were there on their knees with their bad backs.
Yeah,
and then Yo and Nick Jackson were there, and they were going kick for kick on the opposite person's back.
That was very good.
And I was just waiting for one of them just to shout, saying, "Will
stop
you stop it?"
That was very good. It ended with Nick hitting the super kick, sending Yo to the floor, followed by a corkscrew dive to wipe him out. Yo then was fired up by a super kick, the Meltzer driver, and then Nick Knoxing his sharpshooter for the win. That makes Bucks 7-time Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. Yep. And it was a good match. Like, it was a
good match. I think it suffered from the placement in the show.
I think so.
I think so.
I didn't expect it to be first match, if I'm being honest. No, I see what you mean. But it was a good match. Very good selling from Yo and Matt, particularly with their bad backs, and very good finish. Like, really good home stretch in particular. So it was a different type of match though than you'd usually expect from them. That's the thing though. But it could be very good for a rematch, which could be the case now later on, as we discovered later afterwards. So
yeah. I think Friday, wasn't it? It was kind of like their version of the Raw after WrestleMania.
Yeah, New Year's Bash.
New Year's Bash, is that what
New Year's Dash?
New Year's Dash.
Yeah.
In Kurgan Hall. So I think they had another rematch, didn't they, today?
Oh, did they?
I think so.
I'll have to say. I don't know all the results, but yeah, I heard what happens, but I don't know all the results that gone down. So yeah. We'll move on in the meantime. The Never Openweight 6-man tag team gauntlet match. It's the Bullet Club, Taguchi, Juice Robinson and Tony Makabe, Chaos, War Machine and Michael Elgin, Suzuki Gun. I could name all the names, but it'll take forever. It started, it was just down to, the last one was down to
Chaos.
It was down to Chaos and Bullet Club in the end then. Well, I liked about this match. It seemed like they're trying to focus on Trent Barrera being the star in this match, which works very well.
Well, the thing that I noticed, he wasn't involved a lot in the match. It's like, before it was the last two teams, he was a lot more involved in terms of breaking up pins than being in the match itself. So
that's a good thing. He's being the saviour of the team as well, as opposed to Yano and Ishii doing all the, especially like Ishii, like that suplex he managed to get on Fale, like in that. How he did that.
Brilliant.
He's the size of Braun Strowman, his Fadlock Fale. He's able, and here's Ishii able to do that. In the end, though, it was Trent who got knocked, it was Trent who did a moonsault into a stun gun. That was actually crazy, how he moonsaulted into a stun. Yano made the save, Ishii back in, but Fale takes him out. Toga stalks Trent, and the stun gun is countered. Trent hits the Do Buster to become new champions. And again, I like the idea that like it's it's pushing Barrera a bit, Brett's a bit, which I think what they're trying to do. Certainly the breakup of Roppongi Vice. That's the whole point of it in Japan now.
Yeah.
So see what happens further on with there. Now Kota Ibushi against Cody Rhodes. This was actually an excellent match. I thought excellent match with Brandy Rhodes playing her part as a manager, as we saw towards the start.
Yes. Yeah.
Where
it was an interesting stat that she put up the day after.
What's that?
She is the first ever black woman to take part in Wrestle Kingdom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Quite sadistic there.
There you go. Yeah.
Anyway, but Ibushi hits a plant. It's a plantia. Brandy gets wiped out. Ibushi feels horrible. Checks and feels so bad. Ibushi picks her up and Cody sucker punches him. And we see Brandy's okay. It's a trap. That was brilliant. Actually.
That was brilliant.
That was
just the laugh that they had together there. Brilliant.
No, it was pretty awesome. It ended in the end though with Cody missing a disaster kick, but Ibushi cuts him off, hits a straightjacket German for a great near fall. Ibushi kills Cody then with the knee strike, heads up top and hits as fading splashes go. Like, which is better, him or Rich Swann's?
His.
Yeah, it's up there. But it was a great match. It was like what I liked particularly about this match though is that like certainly in the eyes of the Japanese fan, like, you know, like it's you could argue this is probably his best match since Okada. Perhaps. We're more used to seeing him in Ring of Honor. That's probably why. But what I'm trying to say is though, if Cody was to maybe have a particularly good run, maybe towards a title in Ring of Honor, this is the type of match then, which boosts his stock, so to speak. Even though he lost, it still is a good enough performance, and what he needs to be invested in the New Japan crowd now, which I think is what was needed here. Like, so.
Well, like, he was having a pretty good run in New Japan as it was, because it was an interesting stat that he'd only lost one of all his New Japan matches, and that was against Okada in the G1 special that he had in America.
That's true, but also
so it's not as if he wasn't having bad performances. He was having good performances and good wins, but a lot of them came in multi-man tag matches. He didn't have many singles matches.
It makes a lot of sense though, considering the angle that they're still going with the Bullet Club over all this friction now between Cody and
they're bringing it back again.
So that's what was needed for this match, for that to be important enough, or at least to have Cody be significant enough to still have that feud with Omega, or this tension with Omega, if you like, to go on with that further. So that's why it made a lot of sense. So he put in the performance for that for sure. Now, the Killer Elite squads against Evil and Sonata for the IWGP Tag Team titles almost finished straight away.
Yes.
Killer Bomb on Evil straight away, and he was completely.
As soon as the Killer Bomb went in, you were pumped and saying, "It's over already." But no,
he was down on his feet then for almost the rest of the match. Evil then, all the evil was sucked out of him though. But like, but I think the booking for this match was very clever. It ended with the Killer Elite squads taking taking Sonata out with a heart attack. Taking Evil out with a heart attack, and then Sonata fired back, eating the Killer Bomb, but Sonata then kicks out. They look for another, but Evil makes the save and runs Kelly Squad together. Then hit Everything Is Evil. I love that move.
Yeah.
Then they hit the Magic Killer for Smith for 2. Sonata then hits the Moonsaults for new champions. But what was really good about this match is that it built up. They built LIJ as the faces, built them up from obscurity, where they should have won from there on in Killer Squad, and rose them up to overcome to win the titles. Which you wouldn't think LIJ would be the type of team to do, because they've been originally brought up as heels, but that's the magic of them, where they're so over right now. Yeah. Not just Naito, but them all at the moment. Like so, like almost everyone who participated. They're
the cool faction.
That's it. Yeah. No, great match, great layouts. Everyone played their strengths, which is for this match in my view, like as well, because because even though the LIJ are the cool bunch, here's the Elite Squad, who are the heated heels. So so they're the evil foreigners, if you like.
The evil foreigners, yeah.
There you go.
They're part of Suzuki Gun, aren't they?
What?
They're part of Suzuki Gun.
They are indeed.
Yeah.
They were
the only person pretty much on that show who wasn't associated with anyone was Jericho, wasn't it?
Ibushi as well.
Is Ibushi not associated? I thought he was with Taguchi.
Taguchi?
Yeah, I thought.
I don't think so. He's not. Even if he is, it's not. He isn't like officially. It's probably like a part-time thing or anything like that. But I don't think he's like full-on a member of any particular one that I know of anyway. No, as far as I can tell, it's just certainly off the main matches, just Jericho and Ibushi, as far as I can tell.
Okay.
So, Anyway, Minoru Suzuki then against Hiroki Goto, hair versus hair for the never openweight title. This is probably the most difficult to watch, considering how savage Suzuki is.
Oh, when he had him in the chokehold on the top of the ring post,
yeah,
and just lifting him up and just seeing him just pass, pretty much seeing Goto pass out.
His eyes rolled back. I actually thought he was dead. He looked
such good
my
booking,
God.
such
booking. Good selling from
selling
Goto
too. Yeah,
my God, everyone, I thought he was dead from all that. Like, and here's Suzuki then, being as savage as he is, tossing the doctor out of the way. So like, no, I'm not finished with him yet. He's like the Japanese smaller man version of Braun Strowman. I'm not finished with anybody.
I mean, Braun Strowman is like a bigger Suzuki.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
that's probably a way better way of putting it. Yeah. But in the end, it was a good match though. And what was good about this match, like, I don't know if you paid attention to the rivalry between Suzuki and Goto up to this point, but the rivalry that they've been going through, it kind of reflects on this match that they've had, or certainly the rivalry they had last year, where it was Suzuki who was dominating the whole time, where he's getting completely owned by Goto, where Suzuki are completely running into chaos, but slowly but surely Goto gets the momentum back. And that's pretty much how this match felt, which is clever in that sense. It ended with Suzuki fighting off the GTR. Goto lays in strikes, but Suzuki answers back. Suzuki absorbs more strikes, but Goto keeps throwing and hits the GTR. Picks up Suzuki and hits another GTR for the win. And rather than Goto shaving off his head, he just... There you go. Yeah. Happy now? Throws the other chair away with another chair and sets that chair down.
Hair, though. He took nothing off.
Actually, I saw a picture on his Instagram this morning where he's completely bald now.
He has a shave. Well, he has a tight. It's not completely bald. It's tight.
I suits him, I think.
It's because he looks the same.
Well, not really.
He does.
No, the pattern.
He just doesn't have the pattern, but he pretty much looks the same. There's no difference. Goto's would have been more of like a...
I know, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I don't know, like, but I think because Suzuki's hairdo is so unique, like, it's so... Yeah, unique's the best word I can think of. Like, it's still shocking away, even though we can still see him bald. It's still like, oh, his mohawk is gone. Do you know what I mean? So no, excellent match there for me. Now, the cruiserweight, the junior heavyweight title on the line in the Fatal 4-Way. I always keep saying cruiserweights for some reason. I don't know why. I've WWE implants in my head. I shouldn't.
The WWE have just put it in their head,
well, I shouldn't for this match. Marty Scurll versus Will Ospreay versus Kushida versus Hiromu Takahashi. Some entrance from Marty, by the way, with the wings.
Oh, entrance of the night.
Really?
For me. Yeah. Kenny's was good too.
Takahashi's was good as well.
Takahashi's was good.
You gotta love a bit of Daragh.
But yeah, definitely Marty Scurll just coming out of the ground with the wings, and then the wings protruding out. And also, if you paid attention to his Twitter, he made the wings himself.
From broken fingers, apparently.
Broken fingers and broken heart.
Don Callister, I think, mentioned it on commentary. I think, yeah.
But no, he actually did make it himself.
Really?
Yeah, the whole day before the event, he was there making it. It's up on his Twitter. It's up on Cody's Twitter too. You just see him there putting the wings together, putting all the feathers on and stuff.
Probably seen that on Being the Elites if they post that, like, which I doubt they will, because like for that sort of thing, I don't think they will. But you never know.
But yeah, like
match.
Bad props to Marty for that.
Oh yeah, but still, going back to the match, what a match.
Yeah.
And again, it's one of these matches, like we talk about how everyone plays their part in all these matches. Like, even though the only thing I say about this match, I fear the worst for a lot of spots, as you would.
Yeah.
But my God, everyone delivered. And it makes sense why the tag match was such a slower pace, so it can let these guys deliver and do what they do best, basically. Just cut loose, have a fast delivered match.
Yeah.
Which Ospreay being the best man for that, because he is probably by far and away the most athletic out of those four. Like, you know, so it's good as well, because it turns the rivalry around with him and Marty Scurll, where finally he's overcome Marty Scurll, who's taken almost every significant championship he's won.
Yeah.
And now he's gotten back to him now after Marty beat him.
I thought Marty played it pretty well as well, because he's not the most... See, athletic's not the word, but he's not able to do the kind of stuff that Kushida and Ospreay and Takahashi's able to do.
Yeah.
So he played the heel brilliantly.
Yeah, he's at least an athletic wrestler.
Yeah.
Like, you know, not he's a bad athlete.
I don't want to say athletic, because he is athletic, obviously. He's a wrestler. They're one of the most athletic people there.
Yeah.
You know? But
But he makes up for his charisma.
He makes up for his charisma, and just the heel antics, just getting out of the ring to start saying, no, you just go ahead, and then coming in, breaking up a pin, getting back out. You know, the guys coming after him, he'll go in the ring. When they get back in the ring, he'll go out of the ring, and just brilliant heel tactics and stuff that will really get over with the crowd as well.
Here's Peter, who was in the crowd, who was watching us with us, and this is his favourite match because it's Spot City everywhere.
Yes.
He had Ospreay's moonsault off the platform.
Yep.
You had Kushida wiping everyone out with his dive, almost hit his head against the railing.
Yep.
You had Marty taping Takahashi to the railings, breaking his finger, and then when Kushida and Ospreay broke his fingers when he tried to get him on top.
And then you had Takahashi going and doing his sunset flip powerbomb
on everybody,
everyone.
Oh my god! It ended with Ospreay hits a run up shooting star to the floor. Back in, hit an inverted 450 on Takahashi, but he kicked out. Takahashi countered with the Oz Cutter, hits a lariat, and then hits the time bomb, only gets to 2 because the referee pulled him out of the way. I actually wanted Takahashi to win this match.
We both had Takahashi.
Oh yeah, but Marty, I was like, and it was just such a pop because everyone else wanted either Marty or Ospreay to win, particularly Marty. And brother shot followed, but Ospreay hit a Spanish Fly and Oz Cutter for the win. So again, I personally would have loved Takahashi to win this match, but. But I'm not complaining with the result whatsoever with Ospreay. No. And I'm really happy for him. Like full circle now, 2-time junior heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
Although Takahashi, I feel with the best of Super Juniors coming up, I feel he'll be the top seed for it.
Probably.
I think so. I think he'll be next in line. I think, or certainly the guy.
But just remember, this time last year, that's when Marty Scurll was introduced into it for the first time. So I feel we may have another sort of surprise entrance. I don't know who it could be yet, but I think we will get someone.
Could be anybody. We'll have to see what happens. Now, Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Neville?
Well, do you think he wait that long? Because that's not until the summertime. Could be way soon.
But he probably has a no complete clause.
Good point.
Well, he's not technically released yet.
We don't actually know if he's even gone yet.
No, he's not technically released.
But
James Ellsworth.
I don't know. Who else? I can't think of anyone else. If Dolph Ziggler leaves, could he be a cruiserweight? Light heavyweight?
I don't think does he. What's the weight limit for?
I imagine it's the same, 205.
205. Then I don't think so.
But we'll see. Anyway, Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Switchblades Jay White. Sorry, go on.
Austin Aries.
Thank you.
Austin Aries.
That's as good as anybody right there.
Yeah.
Like, what's he up to lately? He's just wrestling in
Defiance. He's doing the indie scene.
He's a Defiance wrestling champion. He's
champion around a few indie promotions.
No, I know he's Defiance champion. He beat Marty Scurll for the title there, or I don't know. Anyway, Switchblade Jay White, Hiroshi Tanahashi, IC title. Now this was a good match, but I think what the problem with this, the thing about this match is that it's a much slower pace than obviously most of the matches.
I
thought last 4 matches obviously wasn't. We put fourths obviously. But the factor with this match for me is just it's a couple of things. Like, one is, do you think it's too soon for White considering his character? Like, he's only been brought back now. Do you think it would have been better if he had a rivalry before Tanahashi, or certainly him to come back sooner and then have maybe take on Tanahashi but maybe have some sort of significant thing before that, instead of going straight to Tanahashi.
You made an interesting point actually about it last night, where you said you're a little confused about what sort of character he is.
That's the thing, we don't know much about him.
We haven't heard a lot about him.
We don't know anything about him really. We're only getting to know him basically since the World Tag League or the Power Struggle.
So it is a lot difficult to try and set up sort of a match of this magnitude at like the biggest show of the year with so little build up
against arguably the biggest star in the Tokyo Dome matches ever. A lot of people are saying this was maybe not his best showing in as well. Like, a lot of people looking at Tanahashi thinking as well.
It was fine. See,
it was a good match. Again, it's not a bad match.
It was a good match. I enjoyed it. Yeah. But I think the problem with it was how similar to how I said the Young Bucks were kind of undone by their placement in the card. I think this match was too. So this was the match to get people calmed down after the Fatal 4-Way, to build them up before Jericho Omega.
That's good points.
You know, like the thing, you never want to beat the match on after the after the match, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, after one of the main matches. Yeah, you don't want to be the match after it. You want to be the match after that, after the crowd has been calmed down. So I think that's what it was. I think that's the reason why it's not getting heat, it's not getting hate. It's just people weren't as high on it as the other matches, because the other 3 matches were so
anticipated,
crazy in so many different ways, for the amount of spots and action that it was, for the Fatal 4-Way, to the build up, the hype, and just the actual match in general itself for Omega and Jericho, and then for the build up also, and for how it played out with the Okada Naito match. There wasn't as much build up for this Intercontinental title match. We didn't know a lot about Switchblade, like you said. It was a slower paced match than the others too. Didn't go as long as the others either. So I think they just assumed, they made the decision that this was the match to calm people down before the co-main events.
And to be fair, like, the way I can see it now is that they're probably going to be rebuilding Jay White, even though the thing is as well is that you're unsure if they're putting them over to the extent where, okay, well, how are they going to do it? Like,
well, what happened today?
But is he being seen as a threat to, or a big threat to the big stars? But if they're building him, like as you mentioned, like for the very next day, when he could be having this rivalry now with Omega, which I think is great. He'd be the perfect guy to try and establish him with, maybe than Tanahashi, you could argue. Perhaps, because here's a guy who can really bring out, maybe, I'm not saying Tanahashi can't do that, but he probably have a better chance with Omega, if that makes sense.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. And the way that they're going with it at the moment, where Jay White, there's another one, sorry, who wasn't affiliated with anybody.
Who?
Sorry, we said that Jericho and Ibushi weren't affiliated.
That's true, yeah.
Jay White wasn't affiliated.
He's dressed in black, therefore we think he is.
But yeah, it's a difficult one. I think he does have the better. I think with Kenny Omega, it is going to be better for him to get. Not to get over with the crowd, because I think actually crowd are pretty into this sort of character. But I think for him to establish his character, I think
to get more comfortable
an Omega feud will be better. But I don't know how into the feud Omega is going to be if he's having this thing with Cody.
Could be something on the sides with Cody. Could be something. Or could be something where even maybe there was something in White's where he could intentionally try and cause friction between those two.
Yeah.
Who knows? Could be something like that as well.
He could be the dagger that causes them to fall apart.
Literally. No, I stabbed you in the back. It was actually White's, but he's making it out to be Cody, or vice versa. It ended with White's, and with the match itself, it ended with White's. Like obviously White was working on the knee the whole time. It ended with White's hitting a Kiwi Crusher for a good near fall. Takahashi hits a Snapdragon suplex and a bridge for 2. Takahashi back on top, but White is up and climbs back up with him. Tanahashi knocks him off and hits the high fly float to the back, and then hits another high fly proper to retain his IC championship. Now, the most anticipated match for most fans, Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho, no DQ for the United States Championship.
And it delivered.
Well, the thing is, here's the thing about this match for me, is like I was very skeptical about this match when it was first announced. Not that I was not looking forward to it or anything like that. It's more to do with the point that like we had no idea what to expect from Jericho. Especially this as being his first Japanese style match for 21 years.
Yeah.
But by God, it just blew me away. It exceeded any expectation I had. It really did. Because Jericho is smart enough, at least, where he's like, well, you know what, I may not be the most athletic anymore, but you can still go out and have all these kick-ass matches like to this extent. And I was just like, I was just gobsmacked by the whole match. There's one or two bits I want to point out though. The rope breaks for a no DQ match.
Yeah, they played along to it for the first one.
They did,
but then after that, it's when it kind of got a bit silly for the second and the third.
That rope break was like, it took 5 minutes to break or something.
Yeah,
like that.
It's the same though in every match for a no DQ.
Yeah.
Not just New Japan. Seemingly, it's no DQ apart from when it's a rope break, because then wrestlers just give it up anyway. And I don't get why.
The only small thing I'll say, this is a very, very niggly thing, Do you think that it went on a bit, that it ran through a bit too long beyond its peak in the match?
The match itself?
Yeah, certainly the home stretch. Like,
no.
No, think so?
I wouldn't think so.
So it was perfect timing for you?
I think it was pretty spot on. I don't think anything went a little too far.
It didn't feel dry, that's what I'm trying to say.
No.
Like, so, like, it's just a few minutes as opposed to, like, so much time, but still, it works all the same.
No.
All the same, though. I mean, it made for a better match. It made for a better match than a straight up, like, the no DQ rule just worked so well.
Yeah.
Like, for this match, I mean, there's so many things that happened. Like, you know, with Don Callis being true, very
cleared out again.
Cleared out again this time. Like, he's probably had a broken leg for the rest of the thing or something like that. Jericho then shoving the referee and attacking young lions, putting the walls on one of them. And then, like, having, like, chair throwing matches at each other. Like,
Jericho is loving being a heel in New Japan right
now. Oh,
he's
so good at it as well.
He can say whatever he wants. He can do whatever he wants. It's brilliant. And I think we saw today, obviously, with the New Year Dash event, that he is going to be staying there for a while.
I'm feuding with Naito.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing.
I think he liked it so much he's going to be there for a while, and which is great.
It's better for him.
Because I prefer this Chris Jericho.
It's better for him.
Yeah.
It's way better for him. And to be honest with you, if he continues on this, he could easily be one of the best wrestlers this year. Mm-hmm. That's if he has the time to wrestle, which you don't know, because you don't know if he's on tour or whatnot. I don't even know.
His tour ends soon.
He has that cruise. So
he has a tour. There's a tour coming up. There's like another tour coming up that coincides with WrestleMania. Why he won't be at that?
Yeah.
And then obviously he has the cruise in October, but he'll be wrestling at that anyway. That's when they're teasing a Jericho Omega 2 match will happen on the cruise.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. That could easily happen. All right. Like, but as
Peter mentioned to me on the way back. Obviously, you're not aware. Peter from the Superior Comic Show, who had on the show a couple of weeks ago, we're talking about.
Shout out to Peter.
He said that he had an issue with the blading job by Omega.
I think it was too late.
No, just that it was just kind of bad. I was like, it wasn't too bad, but like he pointed it out, and I had another look at it where it was so obvious. Where the referee took the blade out of his pocket, handed it to Omega.
I didn't see it now, so
yeah,
he must be an eagle eye to see that now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, for me, I have no issue with it. Like, it was the exact same as it was in the World Tag League. So
yeah, it was gonna happen. Like it was gonna happen. So
one thing I want to bring out before we continue on the match. What do you think of Omega's costume on the way to the ring?
I didn't get it at the start.
Yeah.
But then I realised it's to do with Egyptian mythology. I think it is, or something.
The
Omega. That is what the Omega was.
I say.
Yes. Was like a horse. I think it's called a horse or something like that.
Yeah, I was presuming it was something like that. Like, here it is with his big laser gun.
I did seem like I did mention it to you guys on the way out. It was a mess. It looked like one of those things from Stargate SG-1 with the gun and everything like that.
Oh God almighty. But no, as I said before, like, when you consider, like, here's Chris Jericho at 47 years old. This is probably his best match in years as well. Yeah. Because WWE would never let him have this type of freedom.
No.
So
and they wouldn't go. How long did they go for? About 40 minutes?
35 minutes, something like that. So
I don't know. I'm gonna have a look.
But by God, but it was such a high level of a match against one of the best guys in the business in Omega, and his work as being a heel was spot on. And then Omega played a very good babyface as well. When you think about it, like, he kept the crowd were interested the whole time. Like, everyone's eyes were peeled to it. Like, you know. And again, as you said yourself, you love this type of Chris Jericho. Keep doing this, Chris Jericho. Like, and I can imagine the match he'll have with Naito, if that rivalry continues, or if he has this rematch with Okada, whether it's in Japan or whether it's in the cruise.
34 minutes it went.
34 minutes.
34 minutes. He would not get that much time in WWE.
No, he would not. Not even close.
No way.
And here's just thinking, this time last year, how great a match between him and Kevin Owens was, which was a good match, but it has restrictions by WWE booking. Here he is with New Japan booking, doing basically whatever the hell he likes.
Yeah.
And it's, for me, one of the best matches. It was a hell of a match, definitely a memorable match for sure. So in the end, though, it was both men were down. Omega got to his feet and heads up top. Jericho managed to crotch him, follows Omega up, but Omega slides out and slams Jericho to the buckles. Omega hits a Finny roll but misses the moonsault. Jericho hits a code breaker, but Omega kicks out. Everyone thought it was over then, actually, didn't they?
That code breaker looked vicious.
He did. He sold it very well to Omega. Jericho laid a chair into Omega, cuts the line, but
that was one part.
What?
It was one part. I don't know if it was that part, but it wasn't. I think it was earlier in the match where one of the chairs were broken,
and he threw the plates and the chair at him.
Yeah. He held the plate of the chair and the actual chair and hit him with it, and then made it look like, oh yeah, it broke now.
Oh, for God's sake. And so it was Omega who cut off the line, Sultan hit his one-win Angel on the chair to finish off Jericho in a fantastic match. Really a classic match. Now, the main events: Kazuchika Okada versus Tetsuya Naito, IWGP Heavyweight Championship. The crowd were so into Naito.
Yeah.
He was by far and away the most over man in the whole cards.
Yeah.
Miles away. Here's Okada coming in looking like Fandango with his new
those new pants. I'm a bit iffy.
Yeah,
I didn't think Fandango. I thought more Shawn Michaels.
Really?
Because he was doing like pop-ups and everything, and he did like an elbow drop from the top too, a la Shawn Michaels.
Well, look, I
was half waiting for him to get in the corner and start getting the band ready.
The trousers, the elbow drop, I see what you mean. Actually, the trousers though remind me more of Fandango than Shawn Michaels. I see what you mean though, because they're more it has that color scheme and stuff like that. But this was a classic. This was a classic. But I have to say this. I'm a bit surprised Naito didn't win. In fact, I am shocked that Naito didn't win.
I thought it was time.
Me too.
The fact that they kept mentioning in the commentary as well of his 534 day reign as champ.
Yeah.
I thought that was because it was coming to an end. And I felt maybe the crowd were so over.
Oh my God.
Over Naito. Maybe if
Naito's ready, the fans were ready.
I thought this was the time.
The commentators are ready.
Yeah.
But apparently New Japan are gun shy about us.
They weren't ready to let Okada go.
It's such a shame. It's the way wrestling is at the moment. That's one of the things about wrestling, and I think this is something that they do mainly in New Japan. They have one guy who's the most established guy there, and in this case it's Okada. It was Tanahashi before, now it's Okada. He's the man. But so as far as this goes, winning this match just puts him right up there as in the best of all time for me.
Yeah,
he's up there. Definitely one of the best of all time in Japan, but when you talk about of all the wrestlers in the world, you could argue he's definitely number one in the world, bar none right now. But he's up there of all time now in my view on his performance.
Just I find it a little concerning though as well that, obviously looking ahead and at the New Year's Dash event, that obviously like we said, Jericho attacked Naito, so it seems as though they're going to have a match. So is Naito being taken out of the title running now? Because you said that the next event that they have, they've already announced that it's going to be Sonata against Okada.
Apparently that's the speculation, where it'll be Sonata against Okada, which it's a bit of a head scratcher, but in a way I get it, because it's LIJ still against Okada. Even though it's a different type of challenge from them. Can you imagine how much weirder it would be if Sonata won the title? Which won't happen. But imagine how weird it would be all the same. Yeah. But Naito's far from dead. That said,
oh no, far. He's the most over guy in Japan.
And the storyline can still continue with this. Maybe for all we know, he could go on. He could be champion next year or something like that. Going into it, for all we know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I still find it questionable. It can lead to a good storyline later on, but I still think this was the time.
Yeah.
I hate to think he won't get as popular again as he was that night, because for me he's my favorite Japanese wrestler at the moment. But I don't know.
I think the fact that he's going up against Jericho now is going to just cement it even more. I think Jericho is going to be there to get over the guys that are close to doing it.
And Omega in one case, and now Naito in another case.
Yeah. Well, just to put them to that extra stratosphere.
Now, the final decision behind us, the actual match itself, though, classic.
Yeah.
Again, and that's what I love about New Wrestle Kingdom. It sets the pace for the rest of the year, not just for themselves, but for the rest of the wrestling world. Try and beat that.
Yeah.
That was it's not a
say it
match.
They say it we've said it last year, I think, for Wrestle Kingdom, and probably going to say it again. It's best of luck, Vince.
Best of luck, Vince.
Yeah,
best of luck. Great match, though. Great pace, great layout, tremendous work from both guys. The crowds were so into it. Even the guys in Buskers were so into it. It was never quiet during that match. They couldn't just sit still. You hear the difference in the crowds with the extra 8,000 people. The this event was their most attended event in the Tokyo Dome. They had Tokyo Domes for years, shows now for years. They always have them on January 4th. The last 12 just happen to be called Wrestle Kingdom. But it's the biggest sellout, or the most highest attendance one in 15 years. Biggest one certainly in Wrestle Kingdom. And this, like, Jericho, I think, has a huge part in that. But this match in particular, like, and how it's been so global. Like, a lot of them, like, were from all over the world. Like, yeah. Rick was there, like, as well. Like, coming from probably some came from Ireland, like, so. Yeah. But no, it was a tremendous home stretch as well. And as I said, although I don't agree with the decision, it takes as a main event. It's like the spot on main event, perfect main event. I won't say it's good as Okada Omega last year. I won't call it a 6-star match, but by God, it's up there. We'll leave it at that. Like, so.
Oh, it's definitely a 5.
Yeah,
I give it a 5-star. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, it's going to be very hard to beat the Okada.
So many good spots though as well. There was that. Remember that super reverse Rana from Naito?
Yeah.
There was that. There was Destiny when Okada still had the Cobra clutch on him a few times. He had a very good fun with that actually as well.
Yeah. And then of course the best drop kick in the world.
Oh, by far and away. There's no better drop kick.
Yeah.
It ended in the with Naito firing up, picking up Okada, eats uppercuts by Okada. Naito cuts him off with an enziguri. Okada finally hits his drop kick, and he then looks angry, connects with his tombstone. Okada then rolls Naito, but counters the Rainmaker into a Destineo. He tries for a second one, but it turns into a second. But Okada reverses it into a jumping tombstone and then finishes him off with the Rainmaker for the finish. And obviously now we have some idea what happens now in New Year's Dash, which now could lead to the next bunch. We don't have to follow this. We have an idea what happens earlier on.
Actually, you mentioned during the event that reminded me that the 6-man tag titles changed hands again today.
No way.
Went back to the Bullet Club.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Went back to the Bullet Club. Obviously, then we saw, like we've been mentioning throughout our review, Kenny and Cody are looking at having a little bit of a fight. Interesting thing was, though, the Bucks weren't involved at all. It was Chase Owens and who else?
Someone else. Page.
What?
Hangman Page.
No, Hangman Page wasn't there.
Takahashi
was there, but it was someone else holding him up.
Oh, they weren't in the mat. They were
holding up Ibushi to try and go after it. Like, are we looking at a break off factions of the Bullet Club? That's what I'm thinking.
So I mean, like separate factions. What, we're going to see a Bullet Club Wolfpack?
Maybe
something like that.
Maybe.
So that's similar happened with the NWO, where they divided. So eventually there was
like Kenny and the Bucks go one side and then
deletes and then the rest of the Bullet Club. Well, there's been a bit of friction with that during the year, especially during
it's been going on, especially with Tama Tonga as well.
Yeah, we saw that during the G1 where he eventually made up, but there was a bit of there's a bit of something there. Like apparently now matches that could be set up like over the next while now. Like Suzuki could be challenging Tanahashi for the IC title now, which would be interesting. Roppongi Vice and Young Bucks look to be going for the tag titles again. That was such a good match, and I think I like to see that match in a more spread out layout now, like where there's more space.
Yeah, I don't think there is no other teams out there. To be honest, is there?
Let me see. I actually can't think of any teams. You could probably team up the guys in Suzuki Gun.
Who? You could probably get Zack Sabre Jr. and Bushi or El Desperado.
I was thinking Taichi and El Desperado maybe. Zack Sabre Jr. is too good. So you put him for
Taichi. It wouldn't be able to.
Really?
He wouldn't make the weight.
Taichi. No, he's a junior heavyweight.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a junior heavyweight. He was in the Best of Super Juniors.
I thought he was in the G1.
He was the last guy he was the guy who Jushin Liger beat in his last match. Do you remember that?
Am I thinking of the right Taichi here?
The guy with the mask who sings karaoke into the microphone.
I thought he was in the G1.
No, he wasn't. No, Zack Sabre Jr. was in the G1. And Keimaru.
Taichi was in the Best of Super Juniors. Okay.
With Keimaru and El Desperado.
Okay.
And then Zack Sabre Jr. was in the J1. The G1. Keep calling it J1.
J1.
Yeah,
you're not going to America for the summer,
no,
right?
You're
so
not.
Stop calling it that.
Even though I'm a student. Obviously, you mentioned Okada and Cody Rhodes could be having some sort of tension now, but Jay White's involved now as well. Apparently, Omega offered Jay White to be involved in the Bullet Club.
Yes,
and was refused.
He asked him, and he put the T-shirt on and said no. And it looks like it's going to be Jay White and Omega for the US title.
Yeah, so and it could be interesting now. So there's going to be starting New Japan this Fanatica tour, which with the MCLL, and the next major events will be New Beginning in Sapporo on January 22nd and 28th, and then New Beginning in Osaka on February 10th. So a lot to look forward to already. So that'd be cool, because they usually spread out the title matches a lot more. Like, they have everything on the big on the Wrestle Kingdom.
It's not like a WWE style where they have a pay-per-view every month.
Exactly. Yeah. They'll only have they'll spread it out a lot more. So they'll probably have the IC title. They'll probably have Suzuki and Tanahashi as one main event. They'll probably have Sonata and Okada, which could be another match as another main event, and or even Takahashi and Ospreay, which also could be a possible match as another main event. Who knows? So definitely a lot to look forward to for sure. But anyway, that was a really long review from New Japan. So when we return, we will continue on with WWE Raw right after this short break.